right, I hope everyone can hear me. I'm just doing a nice little cleanse before we start. And one thing I really like to do with my readings and divination in general is I will play music, because I find that the songs that come on just go onto my liked playlist, click shuffle, and you know, song selection is just another form of divination. So, and if you don't like EDM, you're not gonna have a good time here. So, just gonna give you guys and me a quick cleanse before I start in on the energy of the week. And of course, we will go through all of the rising signs, and dare I say, I'm gonna start with Aries again, because it's almost Aries season. And why am I doing this to like everybody else? I'm a Pisces rising, I'm always last, but I have a thing for my Aries rising people, so that's where we're gonna start again. Okay, here we go. All right, and you know, here I am again. I get all my words mixed up, and that is something I'm just gonna freaking embrace from now on, because that is just how I speak. I get kind of tangly. This is a Sag Mercury. That's how we do. I hope you guys enjoyed last week's tarot scopes. That was super fun to do. I got a lot of great feedback, and that it really clarified some things for you guys. So I'm really excited to cover this week's energy. And personally, like, last week's energy, honestly, to me was a little bit of a shock to my nervous system. Like how I said, with all this Piscean energy, it's really easy to get kind of lost in the sauce. Like I said, Neptune dissolves everything, and it's kind of hard to find our centering when the energy is so full of particulates, if that makes sense. So I think I've covered all of the little, you know, things here. So kind of let's get started with the energy of the week. The way I'm actually freaking out, because I was just talking about how it's easy to get lost in the sauce. This song is called Sauce by Ravenscoon. You see what I'm saying? Let's get started. Okay, so I love the first song that's coming on right now is Practiced by Speak is Practiced by DaBaby. I feel like this is going to be a big week of like practicing, honestly. We have a lot of shifting and transits this week. We have a lot of things that are kind of like the practice arena for this this upcoming eclipse season. I'm not gonna lie, you guys, I had to have a little bit of caffeine. It's kind of late here where I'm at. It's been quite a long weekend, and I'm like, I really want to fucking do these tarot scopes. So like, I kind of Aries, I kind of just got right to it. I'm like, I'm taking some caffeine, I'm fucking going for this shit. We have a lot going on this week. It is a very packed week. It is very about taking that disillusioning Pisces dispersed energy and compacting it to find that direction forward. There's going to be a lot of things that kind of hit the pain body in that. But the good news is that we do find a clearer direction. It's just that we kind of have to jump some hurdles to get there. That's the code. So it is Sunday, March 17th today, and we have a Sun-Neptune conjunction in Pisces. So what does that mean? When Sun conjoins Neptune, I view the Sun as kind of the nucleus of who we are, and Neptune is our connection with everything. It's our spirituality. It is kind of where we fuel our dreams, and it's also like cinema in the arts. It's everything that kind of can take us to a new world. So when we take the Sun, our core piece of identity, combine it with Neptune, I feel like today is a really beautiful ground. And you know, I wouldn't even say ground, because Neptune does not have a freaking ground. I would say we can jump into a portal of higher spirituality and meaning for our lives. Like today, for example, I had a lot of conversations that got really super deep, and we're kind of talking about like the arc of spirituality and humanity right now and where we're trying to go with it. It definitely had like a 10 of Cups vibe to it, which is like you know, a utopia type of scenario. Like, you know, I'm a Sag sun, Sag moon, Pisces rising. Like, I truly want everyone to feel equal and free and liberated. And so I kind of had a lot of conversations about that today. So I wrote some things about it, but today is a really good day to kind of just like lean into your intuition and like your dreams and see where you can find like concrete meaning for your life. And I think today this energy is going to be a really beautiful segue into what's going to be coming up for the week. The song that's on right now is called $1 Million Dream. I don't make the rules. That's just what the divinations be doing. I also wanted just to point out with Sun Neptune, it's just having like a sacred feeling towards all of life. And that's kind of like seriously how I feel today. I had like a deeper appreciation for like where I am in life and like a deep gratitude for like the spiritual journey that I'm on. I have a tendency to kind of get really sucked into my own negative loop cycles, and I'm really glad today that the Sun Neptune conjunction didn't really pull me in that direction, but it allowed me to like dream upward instead of getting lost in like the shadow. So Monday, March 18th is a pretty interesting day of star alignment. So we have Mercury conjunct the North Node in Aries. And if you guys don't know, so Aries is very individualistic. It is the most individualized sign in the entire zodiac. And when it's conjunct the North Node, in Aries, that means having like sudden realizations and like epiphanies about where we personally want to go, like our divine direction in life. And it's really good too, especially if we can kind of get down on ourselves, thinking that we have to people please or go with the status quo. This kind of energy is really good about being like, oh, this is what I'm doing, this is where I'm going. But to make it a little complicated, Mercury enters its shadow period tomorrow because it will be going retrograde in Aries. So while we do have the vision tomorrow, we do have that like, yes, bitch, this is where I'm going. We may want to just take a second and, you know, because we do have Mercury retrograde coming up. So the sudden realizations that we're having about our direction are going to require a little bit of planning and practice, which Aries doesn't like to do. And, you know, a reason that I really love Aries and why Aries people tend to be very successful and trailblazers in their field is because they're not afraid to go after things without having a concrete plan first. And a lot of the times we can get really stagnant in our lives because we feel like we have to cross all these T's, dot all these I's, and in doing that, we're actually holding ourselves back because we're framing what we need to be doing in perfectionistic measures, when a lot of the times we just need to throw ourselves out there and freaking go for it and allow the plan to unfold as it will. So I wouldn't let the shadow period and Mercury retrograde tear these realizations down, but it's more so just kind of putting it in your back pocket that this plan that you have is going to require just a touch of revision and like awareness of where it is going. Like it needs a little bit of a ground. Maybe it just needs like one of those like springboards, you know what I mean? So that's kind of how this is feeling. Ooh, I think this is... this is Demons and Angels. So like what I was saying about this energy, like there's the angel and the devil on the shoulder. Like it's like, yes, do it, but it's like the other ones is kind of like, you need to make sure that you actually have like a starting point and like a little bit of a plan to do this. Especially too, we have eclipse season coming up on the Aries Libra axis. So all of this energy that's occurring in Aries right now is going to be kind of smacked across the face a little bit. So yeah, Tuesday, March 19th, the sun enters Aries. So now we have the sun joining the crew. I don't really even know what I want to say about that. Like, you know, people don't really like talk about, you know, just like the sun moving into new signs that much because it's just like so regular and basic, but like that's a big deal. This Piscean fucking energy, you guys, we have all been swimming in the deep end, you know? So I'm actually really excited for the sun to enter Aries. It's going to really, I think, allow everyone to feel a little bit more themselves, like packing a punch a little bit more with the identity, and all of these lessons and all of the stuff that kind of came within the past 2 weeks are kind of going to be getting a big refreshing feel to it. So that is very lovely. I'm excited for the sun to enter Aries. So happy Aries season, oh my god, and happy birthday to all my Aries people throughout the month. I don't know when next time I'm going to do this. It's probably going to be next week, but happy birthday to all my Aries people through this next week. How lovely. You like the feel I bring. And I love this for the sun entering Aries. Of course we're going to like the feel you bring because you freaking are blazing inferno entering a space. And I want to touch on Aries season a little bit more because, you know, we need to give a little bit more props to our Aries people. They are so courageous. They will fight for what's right, and they truly are the trailblazers in this world. They're willing to go first. So like, yes, I will go first. And I love Aries energy too because that shit is hot. That shit is sexy. That is cardinal fire. That is a firework. Those are pop rocks. Like, that shit is nice. So I just wanted to just give a little bit of sparkliness to all the Aries energy right now because we like the feel you bring. All right, now that we got all those pleasantries out of the way, Wednesday, March 20th is a little bit of a different story. We have the sun conjunct Chiron in Aries. So the asteroid Chiron is the wound. It is the wounded healer. And everyone has a Chiron. Everyone has that spot in their chart where it's where we have been deeply wounded in this lifetime, or the spots that just feel very sensitive to touch. And we are human. Of course, we're all going to have those things. And when the sun conjuncts Chiron in Aries, that is going to be very confronting. So Wednesday could be very confronting for people. It could be touching like wounds of core identity and embodiment in who we are. So you could possibly be having interactions with people that really grip your sense of self, that really hook into and touch those sensitive parts that we don't want people to look at. So I just kind of wanted to note that. And this is also, you know, Chiron is also a teacher. So when these things do happen, it is a great time to take that pause and react from a new place, pouring love on those wounds instead of letting them control us and perpetuating the wound even further by inflicting harm on ourselves or inflicting harm on the people that maybe have touched those wounds. So Thursday, March 21st, we have Sun in Aries, sextile Pluto in Aquarius, and Venus conjunct Saturn in Pisces. Now, how I noted that on Wednesday, we have the Sun conjunct Chiron, which is going to bring up a core wound that has to do with like our individual nature in general. Thursday, this is going to be a lovely transit for this stuff that we're dealing with inside, because Sun sextile Pluto gives us the helping aid of working with this energy. It's allowing us to cultivate that willpower and drive to understand that shadow that dives so deep into how we react to situations and that make it difficult to respond to situations without a projection. And this Sun sextile Pluto will be really lovely in dealing with that. So I'm really glad that that kind of is closing out that energy there. And Venus conjunct Saturn. So when Venus and Saturn join, basically that's like a marriage. You know, Venus is like love, relationships, what we desire, friendships, and then Saturn crystallizes and solidifies things. So Thursday, it's going to be an interesting day. All the stuff that we've kind of been working up to so far this week, we are like, okay, we have the goal, we have the dream, we have the vision, and then we're met with the energies that deeply confront that vision. And Thursday is a great day for working with the harshness of that and then solidifying and creating a little bit of a ground for that, and kind of like marrying the vision a little bit more, you know? And especially when Venus and Saturn are together in Pisces, I love that because it creates like a dreaminess to it, where we're bringing new worlds in right now. So bringing that individualistic nature of Aries and then this Venus conjunct Saturn in Pisces, we're really feeling a call to destiny to help the collective, which everything that I kind of say a lot of the times is everything that we do a lot of the times is for everybody else because we are all one, you know? So that's kind of what this energy is feeling like to me. Don't be afraid to dig deep on Thursday. Understanding like the shadow energies that are present inside of you and working with those proactively so that you can work from your dream with a really from a pure place. The dream has a platform that isn't operating from a shadowy realm, which if we're going to manifest the dream, we don't want it to be operating from the shadowy realm because that's never going to give us the fulfillment that we ultimately want because it's coming from a place that we feel of an extreme lack. Voices in my head. Don't listen to those voices in your head. A-M-O-R. Okay, now to round out the week on Friday, March 22nd, Mars enters Pisces. Personally, I'm not gonna lie, I am so excited for all this Aquarian stuff to kind of get out of the way, just personally because Aquarius is my 12th house, and so it's been a lot. So Mars enters Pisces. We're getting another dose of Piscean energy, and Mars, you know, is like our ego assertion. And I believe that Mars is just like our energy in general. Like when you walk into a room, like the energy that you feel from someone a lot of the times is their Mars placement, which I love. It's like how they go about things. It's how they present themselves, like with an energy. And Mars in Pisces is so soft and dreamy. Like I have a friend that has Mars in Pisces. I swear to God, she's like a walking ethereal angel. Like just like the look in her eyes is just so sparkly. And, you know, Mars is very penetrative in general. And so we're going to be penetrating life with our emotions with Mars and Pisces. This is a very sensitive placement. So while Mars is in Pisces, you know, people might be a little bit more sensitive, a little bit more touchy, but Mars in Pisces is also such a great energy for creating things and for art in general. So that's kind of the vibe for this week. I hope that this little forecast was helpful for you guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I love that the song right now is First Class by Jack Harlow. That's how we're feeling this week. That's what we're doing. We are going to be triumphant. We have a lot of Aries this week. We have a lot of Pisces, a lot of stuff coming up. But like we are carrying out the dream. We are headstrong. Aries is the head. We are headstrong this week, but we have a strong basis that we are living and reacting from because we are doing that deep shadow work so that the dream that we are pursuing is truly of our highest calling and destiny. Yay. So now that we have all that out of the way, stay tuned for your guys' tarot scopes. I'm going to upload this really quick, and I will have your tarot scopes up as soon as possible. I'm really excited to do these. My eyes are probably going to be rolling onto the table by the end of it. That's what happened last week. I didn't have 2 brain cells to rub together after this. But I love having my channel open for this long, doing tarot scopes like this. It feels so nourishing and good for me ultimately. So stay tuned for that, and I hope you guys have a great week.